outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
Hello everyone and welcome to Country with Celine. So on today's show, we have country's music, newest breakout star, and CMT's Next Woman of Country 2021 class member. Please welcome Sacha.
Life's a ditch, so what the truck?
Same old, different day, won't you say we get out of the house? Gone missing, gone fishing, all I know is I won't be around. Tell him about it.
Well, it's all blah, 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 way up in the city. Nah, 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 get back to that critic. Put the 4x4 into fifth and just head south right now. 'Cause I've been down.
Sacha, how are you doing today?
Hey, Celine, I'm well, thanks.
So last time I saw you was at the CCMAs in London back in, I believe it was September. I'm really bad with months, but I'm pretty sure it was September. How was your time there? Because you were also up on stage. You performed What the Truck with the Reklaws. How was your time?
That was an experience and a half. I had a blast at the CCMAs, and it was interesting because I've always gone as like a spectator, you know what I mean? And just somebody who's just trying to get in and meet as many people as possible. And this year I actually got to go as, you know, an artist and performer. So it was a huge experience and a big deal for me.
Well, hopefully there's going to be many more experiences just like that in the near future. And networking, it's funny you said that. It's so important in this industry, especially for artists and for media personalities as well, to go out, meet people, because you never know who knows who or what someone does. Like, it's pretty crazy. And the industry is already so small. So it's nice to know everybody in it.
Yeah, I agree. It just put like, you know, a face to a name, or somebody that you can either emailing to or just seeing over, you know, Instagram or social media. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So true. And with all like the Zoom interviews too, because of COVID, a lot of us couldn't actually meet people. It's funny when you actually meet them, because I was just talking to a couple artists about this, and I was saying you finally get to realize if they're tall or if they're short or like what they're actually like in person. So it's pretty cool. And it's good that we're finally being able to do that again. So Sacha, let's just get to know you a little bit more before we dive into music. So tell us about your childhood, how you got into music and all that fun stuff.
Music has just been a part of my world since, you know, since childhood, really. I grew up in a small town called Warkworth, Ontario, and it's just very rural, and that's where I got a taste of, you know, not even a taste, just pretty much a heavy dose of country music, country living, you know, living in a town with population maybe 500.
Oh my God.
Back then, yeah, at least, yeah. One yellow light in the middle of Main Street, and one little school in town. So my parents were musicians, and our house was blasting music probably 24/7, the weekends especially. My parents had rehearsals over at, you know, at the house, and, you know, I didn't realize coming home from school, walking into a rehearsal wasn't normal for every kid back then. So yeah, music's been ever present in my life, and I'm pretty grateful for that opportunity, like having every instrument in the house and being really heavily influenced.
Can you play like every instrument?
No. So I can play, I probably can. Here's the thing. I've taught myself any instrument that I played, like piano. We had like a upright grand piano in the house. Guitar, I taught myself guitar. Anything I want to play, I can just pick it up and teach myself, really. But nobody took the time to actually teach us. So,
you know, it's okay. With YouTube nowadays, you can do whatever you want to learn, whether it's the piano, the saxophone, or the guitar. Like, just go to YouTube and everything is on there.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And musical influences. Who did you grow up listening to? I'm seeing Elvis Presley behind you, and if you say Elvis, I will give you my heart. I love Elvis.
I think the first time I sang an Elvis song was at a friend's house doing homework in like elementary school, and it was Heartbreak Hotel. But yeah, so of course there's Elvis, and my mother played Patsy Cline a lot. She's my most predominant recollection when it comes to country music, and the voice that really, caught my attention on the other side of the speaker. She's got a lot of soul and just that classic country feel. And I just sing her songs all the time. And, growing up in a small town, it's just kind of what you're exposed to, whether it's Garth Brooks or Shania Twain or, all the greats. But my parents, they played everything, from Janis Joplin to Jim Morrison to, like I said, Patsy Cline to Johnny Cash, to, you name it. So I've had a wide variety of influence when it comes to the genres of music. But I think that me growing up in a small town and having a story, I found myself and my voice best suited in country music.
Well, country music is storytelling. So when you have a story, that's the best genre to be in. And I mean, all other genres they're still awesome and they're unique to some people. They love them, but country music to us country fans is just, it's unexplainable. It's just so like touching. It really is. And the legendary singers like of country, it's so funny because their voices are so unique, and like if you were to hear them today, you know exactly who that is on the radio.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays, because there's so many really talented country artists now too, but it's just so different when you look back. The voices are just completely different.
It's interesting you say that, yeah, because there's a lot of voices and a lot of people that are in country music from a lot of different backgrounds, Whereas like you know Loretta Lynn the minute you hear her, or Kitty Wells, or Patsy Cline, or Dolly Parton, they all have that signature sound.
Yes, Dolly Parton especially, like with that like voice, you can't miss, and the hair. If you were to see her, like So let's talk about a song. So I was just mentioning "What the Truck." You performed that with the Reklaws at the CCMAs in London. So that song went viral on TikTok. I remember seeing that and I was listening to it. I'm like, oh, this is like a different song, but I'm digging it. How did you get involved in the track for that song?
It's crazy. Like, I think the story still baffles me because it just so happened to be a TikTok duet. And, I just went on TikTok. I'm trying to grow my TikTok because it's the thing now. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't been on here in a while. I need to, up my game. So I see the Reklaws posted just a sample of What the Track and asking their audience and extending an invite to the audience to help finish the song. And, you see people throwing up their versions. I'm like, you know what the heck? Or What the Truck? Let me try this out. I didn't think anything of it. I could not even imagine anything that has come out of it was gonna happen. Like it still blows my mind. So I went up, did my little thing, turned around, posted my video, and before you know it, I'm getting like a DM from Jenna saying, "Hey, we really liked what you came up with, and we'd love for you to be a part of this." And she probably still has the DM where I do. I'm like, "Is this a joke? Like, is this like serious?" And she's like, "Oh, no, it's not a joke. This is real." So,
that's amazing. See, everything happens for a reason, and there was a reason why you ended up posting a duet to that song and why they ended up liking it. So that's awesome. I did not know that, and I'm really happy that I asked that question. And that song is also the fastest song to go gold in Canadian country history, which is a huge accomplishment. And you're on the freaking track. And
I'm on the freaking track. Like, what the heck?
Exactly.
Like I often think, like, what would have happened if I just didn't do that? Like, if I just said, not today, or whatever, got caught up with all the things that I'm busy with. Like, what would have happened? That's like a true testament to just take advantage of every opportunity. Mm-hmm. Because when I think back, what would have happened if I did not jump on,
And that's a life that you never want to live. You never want to look back. And
regrets, yeah.
Yeah, you never.
What ifs?
Regrets. And what ifs. That's like the worst thing that can happen, especially when you're like 60 years old. You look back on your life, like, what did I do with my time? Like, what if I did this? Like, no. Yeah. Anything you want to do, just do it. Honestly, just do it.
Do it and do it now. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So now let's switch gears and talk about you. So you just released your newest EP called We Did. So take me through the EP and what inspired it. I also want to touch on a song, but I will touch on that right after you finish that question.
Absolutely. So this is my sophomore EP we did, and every song on this EP, it's very true and real to me, and something that 100,000% resonates with me. And I'm so happy to share this type of music with everybody. And it's just a little sneak peek and a sample of what's coming on a fuller length album scale, and me sharing more of my story. It's interesting because I feel like everything that I do is like by the seat of my pants. And I recorded this EP pretty much in one day, flew to Nashville, and within 24 hours recorded the 3 tunes and flew back home. And we just put it out into the ethos, and here we are. Just some really incredible things that are happening already with the EP, and a lot of great reception.
Yeah.
So.
That's amazing. And it's only the beginning of 2022. We have quite a few months to go before this year is over. And now a song on that album, I took a listen to it, and it's called Pretty Please. Now,
oh yeah,
I would love to know the story behind this one, because it seems so meaningful and personal for you.
It's interesting because Pretty Please, the message of this song is definitely one that is where one can find confidence. And in a world, especially now, where the standard for however you feel about yourself, or your reflection, or the standard for beauty is ever demanding. We've got filters, we've got, Facetune, we've got all this stuff, and social media, and that it's hard to keep up with. So like, as a child, I didn't grow up in that kind of era with like filters and stuff, but I couldn't imagine now, because I know my personal struggles with confidence and how I viewed myself, and not even just externally, but internally, and just trying to find confidence as a young woman. And Pretty Please is kind of a telling of, kind of taking you back to the high school days, because that's where a lot of that challenge and awkward stage happens, where you're trying to discover who you are, what you're about, and fit in. And this song actually was pitched to me, and I remember when I heard it, I was like, this is quite deep. And I got to personalize a few of the lyrics so that it represents my story. And the writers were so gracious to allow me to do that, so that it would be more personable to me and my journey. But Pretty Please has had a great reception, and I think it's because a lot of people can relate to a song like that.
I'm very glad that I didn't grow up in the era that is now, with the Facetune and all like the body
filters,
and everybody wanting to look like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah,
the boobs, the butt, the slim.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's not realistic, and it's so hard for girls nowadays that are growing up in this generation. Like, we were lucky that we didn't grow up with that, because I could never imagine what girls go through. And that's definitely why this song is so relatable to so many people, and to obviously so many girls going through middle school, elementary school even, because that's when like all like the body stuff starts happening too. And of course, high school, because we all remember high school, and those were years where we're growing, and so lots of different changes are already happening to us, like internally and externally. So that's already a tough time to go through, a tough 4 years, but everybody makes it through it eventually, and the high school days are over and behind us, and college is next on, and then
college is next.
Honestly,
it's important though, because it's like, it's a big deal. It's a big part of how you carry on in the future, whether it's on a job, or whether it's in your dream or your career. And I think the main thing for me was confidence, and feeling 100% okay or secure in my own skin, and there's so much comparison as well. So I think it's just so important to you go to my Instagram page, and you might see all this, glitz and glams, and my, face done up, and all this, accomplishments. But I struggle just as much as anybody else when it comes to their confidence, and I've definitely improved and continue growing. I won't say that I've arrived, but I think that it's important that people know that they're not alone in that struggle.
That's the thing about social media nowadays as well. I mean, you and me could talk about this for hours because clearly we have a lot to talk about that, and there's a lot of things we can relate to. But Instagram, especially nowadays, it's just like a highlight reel. So no one's gonna post their like something bad that happens to them, and that's
Right.
post all your accomplishments, and when you feel good and you feel pretty, you post a photo. But it's just unrealistic but realistic at the same time because it's still you, but there's
Right.
certain things in there that don't get posted, and then when you see someone, oh, they have a perfect life, perfect this, perfect that, money, job, this, you start to get down on yourself. And
Yeah.
it's honestly so ongoing, and we were not going to run off into that direction because we will never stop talking about that. But I feel like just girls need to know that they're not alone when it comes to all that. Like the top celebrities feel
Yeah.
like Selena Gomez. I was just like watching all her stuff. Like she felt like that. Like, so
Yeah.
everybody is in the same boat when it comes to certain things.
It's the truth, and that's the thing, and it's okay. And the main thing is, finding things within yourself that you can be okay with. Like, like in Pretty Please, I'm pretty smart, I'm pretty sweet, I'm pretty strong, when I want to be. But these stupid billboards keep reminding me, everything is so much more than surface, and that's what we have. Like, we're more than surface, we're more than a selfie, we're more than what we look like externally, and that's something that we have to discover about ourselves and be okay with.
No, I completely agree with you on that. And on that note, one more question about the EP. Favorite song on it? I feel like it's gonna be Pretty Please, but
You're asking me? Are you asking me my favorite song on it?
I'm asking you.
Oh my gosh.
You have to pick one.
That's always a tough, and I feel like a tough and unfair question, because it's like, how do you pick? I really, really like all three of these songs.
That's okay. I mean, if you want to stick to that, I'll take it. It's fine. But it's always interesting to hear what the artist is going to say. That's why I like asking.
Yeah, I mean, I love them all. I think, like, like We Did, I freaking, I was, like, I am a huge Taylor Swift fan. Like, when Taylor Swift first came out and I heard Love Story, I was like, oh my gosh, who's this girl? Like, there's something about her music that has been timeless, and just gives you a feel. And I felt like that when I first heard the production of We Did. And even just, just telling that story of young love and all the feelings that you feel when you first fall in love, and capturing all those feelings in the verses and in the chorus, like feeling the lightning and thunder. And it's like when you just can't eat and you can't sleep and you just can't think about anything, that's like a really special thing for anybody that's experienced falling in love. And so that song, I really love the energy about it. Pretty Please I love because it's just a whole new vulnerable side of me, and just something that I just know is just powerful. And then If I Want to Love, because I just can't wait to perform that live, and it's just got a whole bunch of sass, and some people call me Sassy Sacha. It's just kind of something that I can just let loose and be totally undignified about when I get on stage. So
No, that's awesome to have like all different songs mean different things, and just like a fun song, a sappy song, a slower song. Like it's a nice combination on an EP instead of just having all like the same type of songs, like all love songs or all like partying songs. But Love Story is so funny. Honestly, that was like the first song that I think any of us like heard or like
fell in love with. Yeah. Fell in love with.
Yes, she's a talented songwriter, and like you were saying, songs are timeless. I mean, she's coming out, well, she came out already with like all the songs redone, and she's like literally almost the exact same, just a bit older, but
and people love it just as much as they did when they first heard it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like that, I don't know, Taylor Swift stamp right on your heart. It's just something. I think that's why, it's all about the music. And that's why when I, select music, I want to have a certain feeling that I would hope that other people would feel too, because at the end of the day, it's the music that leads you to the artist and loving the artist and why the artist matters. So Taylor Swift does that like so geniusly. So
yep, very true, Sacha, or should I say sassy Sacha?
Okay, I shouldn't have said anything.
I love it. No, I love it. I'm gonna call you that. And last question before I let you go. So like we were talking, you're going to be dropping a full-length album in the fall this year. So is there anything specific that you can share about this? Like, what can fans expect?
I'm so excited because we just shot a music video for one of the songs on this EP that I can't tell you, but I'm so excited for the world to see this. And what else? We did, I just went to radio, and I'm so excited because it was the most added actually in its first week at radio. And then of course more to come. So those are the two beans I can spill for now.
Oh, I'm excited to see this music. I'm like trying to think. I'm like, which one is it? I feel like it's We Did. That's just like, I think it might be, but
Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait. Well, that's awesome. Well, honestly, it was so nice to chat with you, Sacha, and I'm excited to hear the full-length album at the end of this fall and see the music video that like you're like hinting at. I'm excited.
I can't wait to get to see it.
It's gonna be a good year for you, isn't it?
Thank you. Yep, I declare it. So you can't accept anything less after what we've been through the past couple of years. You just have to look at the glass either half full or half empty, and it's gonna be half full for me. So
love that.
And I hope it is for you too.
Yes, half full, always half full, never half.